So, you live in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, and you're looking for a dog trainer? Well, you are in exactly the right place. Over the next few minutes, we're going to walk you through everything you need to know to find a fantastic local pro and start building an amazing life with your dog right here in the Port City.
All right, here's our game plan. First, we'll talk about what makes having a dog in Portsmouth so unique. Then we'll get into the most effective training methods out there, and we'll decode what all those letters after a trainer's name actually mean. We'll also break down the different types of programs and what they typically cost. And of course, we'll cover local rules and resources and finish up with the must-ask questions for any trainer you're considering.
Okay, let's start with Portsmouth itself. You know, it might sound a little obvious, but where you live really shapes your training goals. And Portsmouth, for sure, has its own special vibe.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? A well-trained dog is one who can actually enjoy all the cool things Portsmouth has to offer, whether you're walking those historic brick sidewalks or soaking in the atmosphere at a busy downtown event without any stress.
So, what's the end goal here? It's all about having a dog who can handle real life in this city. Just picture it, a dog who's totally calm walking down Congress Street, polite enough to hang out on a restaurant patio, and just a great neighbor, whether you're in a downtown apartment or a cozy neighborhood.
Now, let's shift gears and talk about the training approach itself. This is a really big deal because this philosophy is the foundation for the entire relationship you're going to build with your dog.
Positive reinforcement. That's the phrase you want to listen for. It's the modern, science-backed approach that turns learning into a fun game for your dog. Instead of correcting them, you're rewarding them for getting it right. This method builds such a solid bond of trust between you two.
And the difference here is night and day. Reward-based training is all about clear communication and building up the behaviors you want to see more of. You absolutely want to avoid any trainer who uses methods based on fear, intimidation, or pain. Honestly, those techniques often just create brand new problems, like anxiety, and they can really break your dog's trust in you.
All right, so you know what philosophy to look for. But how do you spot a truly qualified professional? It often comes down to those confusing acronyms after their name. It can look like alphabet soup, but they're actually super helpful.
These letters tell you a lot about a trainer's dedication. For instance, CPD-TKA means they've passed a big exam on training theory and ethics. A KPA-CTP tells you they've gone through some intense, hands-on training. And if you're dealing with something more serious like deep-seated anxiety, an IAABC-DBC has specialized advanced expertise. See, they're not just letters, they show a real commitment to their craft.
Okay, let's get practical. Let's talk about the different programs out there and find one that actually fits your life and your budget.
The good news is you've got plenty of options. Group classes? They're amazing for puppy socialization and learning to focus around other dogs. Private lessons are perfect when you need to zero in on a specific issue. In-home training is great for things that, happen at home, like barking at the door. And if you have a crazy schedule, day training or a more intensive board and train can be a lifesaver.
Okay, let's talk money. This table gives you a pretty realistic idea of what to expect for training costs here in the Portsmouth area. A 6-week puppy class might be a couple $100s, while those more intensive programs are obviously a bigger investment. This should help you figure out a realistic budget right from the start.
Now for some key local knowledge. A really great trainer isn't just going to teach you commands. They're going to help you use those skills in the real world while following city rules and using all the best local spots.
Here's a super simple but really important local rule. You know those long, retractable leashes? Probably best to leave them at home for city walks. Portsmouth requires your leash to be 6 feet or less in all public areas. It's just for everyone's safety, and it helps you keep your dog close and focused.
And just a few other quick things to keep on your radar. Your dog needs to be licensed every year with the city, their rabies vaccine has to be up to date, that's state law, and you got to be mindful of noise ordinances. Of course, good training can definitely help with any problem barking.
So, once you start learning these new skills, where can you go to practice? Well, South Mill Pond Dog Park is the city's legal off-leash spot, so it's perfect for working on that recall. For practicing your leashed walking with tons of real-world distractions, the trails on Pierce Island are fantastic. And for the ultimate challenge, try practicing a calm settle on a bench in Market Square on a busy Saturday. That's an invaluable skill.
Okay, so you've done your homework and you've got a few trainers you're interested in. Let's get you totally prepped for that first phone call with the most important questions you need to ask.
Think of this as your essential checklist. You're asking about their philosophy to confirm they use positive reinforcement.
You're verifying their credentials. You're asking how they'll track progress and make it stick in the real world. And finally, you're getting total clarity on the costs. A true professional will have clear, confident answers for every single one of these.
Before we wrap up, I want to touch on a really common situation, bringing a newly adopted dog home. This is a special case that calls for just a little extra patience and understanding.
The 3-3-3 rule is such a great guideline to keep in mind. It basically says to give your new dog 3 days to just decompress, 3 weeks to start learning your routine, and a full 3 months to really feel like they're home. The key is just patience. A good trainer will totally get this and respect that adjustment period.
As we finish up, just remember that training is about so much more than just stopping bad habits. It's really about unlocking the door to enjoying everything Portsmouth has to offer, together.
When you invest in good training, you're investing in years of stress-free walks, relaxing afternoons on a patio, and just the quiet confidence that comes from having a happy, well-behaved dog. It truly makes every part of life in this amazing city that much better. We wish you and your dog the absolute best on your training journey.